Welcome to the deep dive, Italy's immigration scene. Well, it's seeing some pretty significant changes lately.
It really is. We're talking about everything from labor mobility for refugees, um, new rules for NGOs at sea, asylum reception, even migrant transfers. Quite a lot happening.
Exactly. So, for everyone listening, our mission today is simple: cut through the noise, get to the heart of these shifts, and give you a clear picture without drowning in details.
Let's do it. We've got info on these new work schemes, the tighter NGO regs, asylum access changes, and that ongoing Albania transfer policy. We should probably break it all down.
Okay, let's start with what sounds like a potentially positive development, this new labor mobility scheme for refugees. How's that supposed to work?
Well, it's a new law, basically. It lets Italian businesses hire refugees who are actually still living abroad.
Oh, interesting. So, not already in Italy.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
The key is that these refugees need to have completed some kind of recognized training program first.
I see. And the goal.
The aim seems to be creating a proper, legal and safe way for these individuals to come into Italy and join the workforce. Opportunity via official channels.
Right, a more structured route to employment. Okay. But then, contrasting that maybe, we're also hearing about stricter rules for NGOs doing maritime rescues. What's the story there?
Yeah, it's quite a contrast. The new rules mean NGOs have to, well, very strictly follow instructions they get from third-party authorities during rescues.
Third-party authorities, meaning government bodies, like the Coast Guard.
That's the understanding, yes. Agencies like the Coast Guard. And what's also significant, their ability to just monitor these situations independently is being limited.
Limited monitoring. So potentially less independent oversight of what's happening out at sea.
That seems to be the implication, yeah. It definitely raises questions about, the balance between official control and independent observation in these very sensitive situations.
Okay. Now, shifting gears to asylum seekers already in Italy, there's a new law affecting access to reception centers. What's the crucial part there?
The big change is this 90-day window. Essentially, if an asylum seeker files their application more than 90 days, 3 months after they enter Italy, their access to the state-run reception facilities gets restricted.
Restricted, but is there an exception?
Yes. Importantly, those who arrive through search and rescue operations, SAR, they're prioritized for these centers.
Ah, okay. So the timing of your application becomes a really big factor, but with a clear priority if you're rescued at sea.
Precisely. It looks like an effort to manage the application timelines, maybe speed things up, while still trying to address those immediate humanitarian needs from sea arrivals.
Makes sense. And what about the policy of transferring migrants to Albania? Is that still happening?
It is, yes. Italy is continuing to send migrants intercepted at sea over to processing facilities in Albania.
Despite challenges.
Well, yes. It's important to remember that this policy is facing pushback from parts of the Italian judiciary.
Yeah.
So there's ongoing legal scrutiny about whether it's actually valid or permissible.
Right. So a policy still in effect, but definitely under a legal question mark. We also saw another mention of stricter rules for NGOs monitoring maritime arrivals. Anything new there compared to the rescue rules?
It really just reinforces that earlier point. It emphasizes that increased government control, making it clear that NGOs must follow directives from external authorities, even when they're just observing or monitoring, not actively rescuing.
Got it. So stricter controls all around for NGO activity at sea. Finally, there was also something about tackling illegal labor exploitation, a new permit.
Yes, that's right. The government is introducing a special residence permit specifically for victims of illegal labor exploitation.
And the idea behind that?
It seems to be about protecting vulnerable people. By offering a path to legal residency if they are victims, the hope is they'll feel safer reporting these exploitative situations without fearing deportation themselves.
So trying to get victims to come forward and help tackle the problem.
Exactly. Tackling it at the source by empowering the victims.
Okay, so let's recap quickly. We've got this new legal pathway for refugees with training to get jobs,
Right.
then stricter roles and less monitoring freedom for NGOs at sea. Changes to asylum reception based on that 90-day application timing.
Yep.
The Albania transfer policy continuing despite legal questions.
Still ongoing?
And this new permit to help victims of labor exploitation. It's quite a mix of approaches.
It really is. And what's quite striking is seeing these things side by side, creating new legal avenues like the labor scheme while simultaneously tightening restrictions elsewhere, like with the NGOs and asylum access. It really shows the complexity, doesn't it? The different pressures involved in managing immigration.
Absolutely. So, for everyone listening, perhaps something to consider is how these different moves, some opening doors, others seemingly closing them or increasing control, reflect the ongoing, often difficult balancing act Italy and many countries face with immigration today. It's this constant negotiation between humanitarian aspects, security worries, and of course, the needs of the labor market.